I'm Joseph Evans. I'm the division chair of the voice area at the University of Houston Moores School of Music. I met Daniel Catan through his music because I was first performing Salsipuedes at the premiere at the Houston Grand Opera, and I met him there and worked with him during that process. Subsequently, we performed Salsipuedes and Il Postino at the Moores Opera Center here on campus. He's a wonderful man and fun to be around, and probably one of the more modest geniuses that I've ever met. He was so humble, and clearly you were around someone of a superior intellect, but he was a very modest, fun-loving person. Like Daniel's operas, his music is transformational. One can be inspired not specifically by the subject matter, but it leads you to other things. And I found his music, and still do find it, to be transformational. It's very inspirational to hear those sounds that's peculiar to Daniel. One can hear other Spanish composers, but you always know when Daniel was writing something. You always recognize it as his own. Not enough. Not enough because the world needs to hear not only Daniel's music, but others as well, but for me, especially his. We even use the Spanish language here in our educational programs, not just as a diction tool, but in vocal instruction, as a technical tool, because the language is so fluid. Even the way in the Spanish language you use consonant sounds that are much more vocally fluid than some of the other, especially American. Like my accent doesn't work very well, but Daniel's does. And it's the fluidity of the language that we're using as a teaching tool. So as far as the operas are concerned, but especially with Daniel's because I'm such a fan, I would like to see them produce more often. We're obviously, as you know, at the Moores Opera Center, we've produced Rappaccini's Daughter, Florencia's Salsipuedes, and Il Postino. So, and our intention was to keep going every 2 years with a new opera, but he left us. So, but perhaps it's with the university system that we're able to keep it alive. I think it would work commercially as well. I just do. For one thing, Daniel wrote the greatest mad scene since Lucia for the General. And it's only accompanied with percussion. There's a chorus that has a monotone kind of a thing going on under it. But you're alone up there with this absolute crazy scene, which is fascinating. As an actor, it's fascinating to be able to be realistic with it. And it's interesting about Daniel, I never heard him give a correction for a note or rhythm or anything like that. I never heard him do that, and I was around him a lot. He would talk about the emotion of the scene. He would talk about realism or being true to the scene. But that's what he was after. So with a role like the General, you make a transition. All of his operas are transformational to me. You make from being just a wacko, a greedy, selfish person who was a dictator, to literally going mad. And that transition, it's all in the music. You don't have to work very hard at it. It's on the page. But that's why I found the character so interesting. I like opera characters that have transitions.
Guzman, ayúdame, Guzman, todo se derrumba. Mi pueblo,